let's go ahead and jump over to the reveal. I want to see what game we have. Come on, Crappy. Yeah, Dossylvania it up. Well, everybody, I really like this GM. In fact, I heard he may have a crush on me. Say hello to myself. Oh, baby. I know, it's... Who would have guessed? Everybody, we're a high school gossip group. Blah 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 blah. Well, this is the first of 4 matches today, and I want to go ahead. I believe somebody is probably going to come and chat with me in a little bit. One of our GMs, and if not, then I'll get guilt tripping. Come on, guilt, shame. Somebody better come and take away the blame. You know what? We've been thinking about a lot of games that we could potentially give out, and this one, it's been a hot minute or so, but Conan actually yelled at me and said that I need to give this game out. So I was like, okay, fine. I fully expected it to get vetoed, and it didn't. I only had to choose. Choo-choo. I had 2 shoes. A single game. Okay, and the game today is... it's Conan for NES, okay? Conan for NES. I'm actually really shocked that none of the players have played this game before. This is not the most pleasant game in the world. Like, the fact that we have Tempestrel in this group who has not played this, that was the biggest shock to me. I thought somebody has to have played it. Because this is legendary level Kuso. Yeah, people are, like, noting that this is rude. That this is a rude game. We're still early on in the tournament, but honestly, out of all of the licensed games out there, this can be one of the most infuriating, and I'm pretty sure y'all will see in a little bit what I mean by that. This is not an easy game. It is, however, a lot of fun to watch if you... First, if you know the game at all, you're going to enjoy the watch. Second, if you don't know the game at all, you're going to see a lot of death. Like, all the death, okay? Corpses. Actually, probably more skeletons than corpses. Alright, I'm just working on getting all of the players captured. Yeah, you know what? I put up traps everywhere, okay? We've got a little bear trap. We've got a pea trap. Nope. Nope, we do not have one of those here in our house. Or do we? I don't know. We've got one of the L-bends. It's on the toilet. It's important. You gotta make sure that you have that so that, you know, the smells don't escape from the sewer into your house. You don't want a smelly sewer house. You want a normal house, okay? Absolutely a normal house. Maybe normal house. Ugh, I hate that cat, normal. Seriously, worst cat on Garfield, and that's saying something because it is Garfield. Y'all might be wondering why I'm talking about Garfield. Well, that's because I am currently getting all of the captures set up and making sure that the game looks fantastic for each of the streamers. And as far as I can tell, we're almost there. I'm very excited for this game. I do actually occasionally have new games that I could, in theory, give out, but why give out something really innovative and when you can just give out Conan the Barbarian? This is based, of course, on the TV show, I think. It probably is. I really don't know. Well, everybody, before we jump over there, I want to say thank you to Max Boltzmann for resubscribing. I will not touch... You said cry ice. I'm pretty sure you meant to say dry ice. Don't touch cry ice, bro. Maybe it's like cryogenic ice? Yeah. Watch out for that. Everybody, this is the last chance Well, I mean, I'll probably stream later on in the week. Yeah, I've got at least a couple streams. But this is one of your last chances. If you would like to go ahead and pay a little less money for September, I do know that a lot of people are getting grumpy at Amazon these days, so you are always welcome to support in a different manner. On my Twitter, I have a link to Patreon, which there aren't a whole lot of people who are signed up to that, but that's one way. And yeah. So if you're grumpy at Amazon.com for anything dealing with Twitch, you're welcome to support in other ways. With that said, I am very happy to have Conan the Barbarian. The Barbarian. It's like the Barber of Seville, except not. Wait. I gotta change something here, and I gotta change something here, and I gotta turn this up to the top. Yeah. Oh, I know this music. Look at it, Mindscape, everybody. The escape of the mind. Have you managed to escape your own mind? It's like, I don't know, mindscapes are important. Manscaping is important. The skull sword is really important. There's a lot of important stuff going on today, everybody. I do think Okami has offered to come and chat with me. Okami, do you want to come and gossip about Conan since you've beaten it? Oh my gosh, if so, come hop on in. I don't know if you can hop straight into the voice channel. You can hop in general and I'll drag you. Oh my gosh, Okami, you're here.
I am here. It's wild.
Yeah, you are one of the legendary people who have beaten this game.
Yeah, it's actually not a long game, but I highly doubt we're going to be seeing a game clear just because of some of the mechanics of this game.
Yeah, which actually do not involve literal mechanics at all.
I would hope not.
I don't know, Conan the mechanic, that would be a very useful Conan to have at home. Okay. We're almost ready. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the last person to say that they are ready. There we go, everybody. I need your manliest emotes ever. The more manly, the better. Muscles, swords, skeletons. Anything like mythical, legendary, like old school, Athena era, not Athena, Greek. Please don't spam Athena. That's my request. We're doing the countdown. Bring those muscles in, everybody, because as soon as we get rolling, I will start our timer and the fun begins for us.
Exciting times.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I actually really enjoy a lot about this game. The players are not going to enjoy a lot of this game.
Oh lord, no.
Oh, did you hear, Okami, yesterday I beat Castlevania DOS.
Nice. I did see the tweet for that. I may have to try Castlevania DOS myself because I do enjoy the original Castlevania.
Yeah, actually, I would say that it's very true to the original Castlevania. It just doesn't control nearly as well. Okay, so the players are really just trying to figure out what the crap they're supposed to do in this level. Yeah, and we're going to be here for probably at least half an hour for most of the players. Some players may not beat the first stage.
I would argue that this first part of the game, it might not be the hardest part, but it's definitely the most obtuse part of the game because you have to get a few different items because that obstruction that Kessenchu just dropped into, that, like, what is it supposed to be, a chimera?
I think it's a manticore, just based off of the design there. Yeah.
Yeah, the players are going to have to figure out how to defeat that thing. Toe trying to just skip past it, which I can respect the hustle for that. But I don't recall the exact order of operations that you have to do for this, but I believe you have to get the trident, which can kill it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, let me go ahead and tell people what these players are going to have to do. Okay, so first, they actually have to fight some of these skeletons that you see wandering around, because the skeletons will drop a sword eventually. I believe it's like the 5th skeleton that you kill that drops a sword. After that, you have to use the sword to chop the hanging skeleton down, fall down below in order to fight a really dangerous enemy that then drops a trident, take that trident to the manticore, kill the manticore, and you are through level 1. People are noting as well that the jumping in this game is a little bit special.
Yeah, because up jumps is one of those up to jump games. Pressing down, you would think it ducks. Nope. You do a forward jump when you press down.
I told the players it's a more different jump, and it certainly is.
And as I recall, picking up items is also a bit clunky, because I want to say it's like you press A and then immediately have to press down or something like that.
It's something like that. You do have to push one of the jump buttons in order to pick things up. So it's very easy to accidentally...
Especially if it's jump. If you're pressing some button in combination with the down button, if you do it wrong, you may accidentally do a forward jump and jump into your doom.
Happens. Oh, the toe got denied. However, I do know that the toe... Oh, geez, I didn't know you could actually walk through that wall and fall to your death, but why not? It's Conan.
Anything goes in Conan. If you see anything made by Mindscape, run.
I still really enjoy this game. Like, I do think that it is an extremely flawed and terrible game in ways, but it's a port from a Commodore 64 game that came out, and that game, you know, it pretty much controls the same. It's just as bad. It's just, it was a lot more acceptable for Commodore 64 times.
This definitely does have the making of like what would be considered an alright Commodore 64 game, you know, having only one button to work with and 8 directions.
Yeah, considering that this game decided to map 2 different jumps to the D-pad.
Yeah, that's
just... Oh! Tempestrol got dunked!
Goodbye, Tempestrol. So you will be missed.
Oh, apparently Mindscape did NES Paperboy. Oh, come on! Oh, Kami, they're not that bad then.
I have mixed feelings about Paperboy.
Oh, NES Paper... Like, it's hard, but I'd say that was, like, one of my favorite rental memories from childhood. Oh, the toe!
I can respect Paperboy.
I love that the toe put in the Discord channel, I understand now. And I'm like, no, you don't. You just don't. It is going to take a while.
I may not have access to the Discord channel, but I would be saying exactly that. No, you don't.
Well,
you understand nothing.
I'll go ahead and let you have access there so that you can see it. Just don't spoil anything. There.
Oh, you got it.
My co-commentator, Potato, Okami
I'm not a
is
potato.
here watching. You're a potato! You're a potato! Oh, Kessenchu, by the way, I believe I just saw a sword drop, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I don't know if any of the other players have gotten the sword. That is the first piece of the puzzle that you have to get. Kessenchu has gotten it, and thus, I would say, has a teeny tiny bit of a lead. Like, teeny tiny.
I'd say so. I'd say picking up counts as progress, especially since you have to figure out how
Silent Snake is trying to pick up
consistently-
the sword.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Too
You
late.
have to figure out how to consistently pick up items. So that picking up an item by itself would be a mark of progress.
Yeah, at the same time, you do have to actually get it to spawn, which means doing some fighting, you know, beating some boys up, beat them up, punch them.
Punch him good.
Punch them good. Use your little Conan
Oh,
fists.
well, goodbye, Kesenshu.
Happens to the best of us. The toe is just really trying to damage his way through the boss here, and that's not gonna work. I don't think you can get past him without using the sword. Like, I've never seen that happen.
I can't say I put much time into trying to do that. It did look like it could be hypothetically possible, but I don't know. But I'm sure some of our players, once they get the sword, their immediate thought process is going to be you have to use it to defeat the Manticore, which is not what you need to do.
Hey, Tempestrel is now in second, so that is great. We've got Kesenshu slightly in first, Tempestrel in second. If Tempestrel can figure out where to use the sword, that will be a move.
Yeah,
By the
likewise.
way,
if
there are exactly 2 hints in the manual here. First, flying creatures provide extra health points and fireballs. Second, the sword can be used against non-living things too. I mean, technically every skeleton is non-living.
And I do see you provided them with the manual.
I always do.
Okay.
If I can find it, I give them the manual. Like, that is my theory. Let them see if there's anything helpful in there. Honestly, this manual does have a couple helpful things. It tells you how to pick up objects. I believe the best way is probably just to hold the A button and then push down. Yeah.
I think the one game I got from you, you didn't give me the manual.
Well, maybe there wasn't one. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I have the game now and the manual with it.
Well, what game did I give you?
It was Gilligan's Island for NES.
Oh, I had to. Maybe I didn't give you. I don't know. I'm pretty
Maybe
sure if I
maybe you
gave
did.
Gilligan's Island, I probably gave you the manual.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That was years ago, to be fair, so it could be my own horrible memory.
Hey, my name's Okami. I'm a potato. I forget whether Brosette should give
I'm
me a
not a
manual or not.
potato.
You're a potato.
I'm not a potato.
Everybody, this is Kusog7ande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. We're almost 10 minutes into the Conan match, and I have to say that there has been very little progress, but progress nonetheless. Honestly, when I give this game out, I expect that this might be the only level that we see for an hour. It just...
I like to think that somebody...
the last time that we had this, I believe it was the time that I made my husband play it, and he was very upset about it, but...
Yeah, it's not like you have a clip of it in a Nightbot command or anything, no.
I mean, that wasn't him playing it, it was Slow Beef getting subjected to the game against PBR Gamer. Yeah. Justin's not a big fan of this game. I told him that we were going to have this, and he's just like, I'm going back to sleep.
So let's talk about a hypothetical. Let's say somebody does make it past the Manticore by getting the Trident. What's the bet on they figured out what exactly it is they need to do by that point, and can reproduce it when they inevitably have to get past the Manticore again? Because you only get 3 lives and no continues. You lose those 3 lives, you're back to the start of the game.
Honestly, I think that if they beat the Manticore once, they will have all of the pieces of the puzzle together and will be able to do it again.
I think that's a reasonable assumption, since you'll have to spend a lot of time, almost certainly, trying to figure out all the pieces of the puzzle.
There we go. Tempestrel has the sword again. Will Tempestrel know where to use the sword? There we go. Knocking the skeleton down. That is officially a lead change.
I think somebody actually mentioned earlier in chat that Tempestrol had already done that, or Tempestrol had taken the lead. Yeah, because I see Tempestrol apparently Tempestrol cut down the skeleton, but did not defeat Trident Guy. So that's where Tempestrol stands in progress.
Gotcha. Yeah, the thing is, it's very much not an obvious thing that you have to do. The Toe also has a sword. I believe Silent Snake is the only one who hasn't gotten it.
Silent Snake, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Do you get multiple tridents, come to think of it, since you do throw it? When you throw it as a gun? Because I just saw Tempestrol equip the trident and then immediately throw it.
Yes, you lose it.
So he's gonna have to get another one. But I do think Tempestrol is getting close to figuring out how to get past the Manticore, because having gotten the trident, the last thing I'm pretty sure he has to do at that point is use it on the Manticore, maybe get angry in Discord. Let me look here.
Yeah, I was really hoping we would see some rage discussions happening, but nope, that didn't happen. There we go. Tempestrol is dead. Are you gonna type? Are you gonna type? Yep. Tempestrol says this is suffering, and that is the Conan the Barbarian experience. Oh, I'm crying out of joy. It's like Christmas. Every day that we have Kusog7ande, it's Christmas for me.
It really is.
Yeah, but, you know, we're more a believer in Krampus than Santa here.
It's a very cursed Christmas.
Honestly, I think my most cursed Christmas was the first year that I was in Brazil. Yeah, first year that I was in Brazil. Because... first off, I was a missionary, so obviously it was, like, supposed to be a big deal, but they were also like, you can't stop working on Christmas, because you can never stop working. You're not allowed to stop working because you are a missionary. So can you imagine having to go around and, like, proselytize on, like, the day that everybody wants you to leave them alone? Not only that, but, like, you know, people make a big deal of Christmas lunches, especially, and the people we were supposed to eat lunch with, they were out of town. We had really crappy spaghetti at home for Christmas lunch / dinner.
So what I'm hearing then is Mormons should form a union. Got it.
I wasn't even paid! Actually, I guess like I was quote-unquote paid, as in my family paid thousands of dollars for me to be there, and I'd get probably about $50 worth of money to spend each month. Yeah!
$50 is $50, I guess.
I don't know, for like the over 100 hours of work that you do each week, I would say that $50 isn't really a lot. That's what, $12.5 a week?
Yeah, it's
That's
an allowance.
About 10, maybe 15 cents an hour, is what I would say.
That's about how much you might get in for like an allowance or something.
And then we had to pay, well, no, like we had to pay, and then they would give you a little money back for living expenses. People are saying that's after you pay your rent. Technically, like, they would give you a reimbursement after you paid bills and if you had to pay rent, but it always took a long time, so here's the deal. I snuck my own debit card in. We weren't supposed to, like, have our own debit cards or our own money, but I had money saved up, and so I wasn't gonna starve.
I was keeping an eye on Tempestrol because I saw them pick up the trident and then immediately one bad jump and into the lava.
Yeah, that's life, everybody. Go swimming in the lava.
I think that it does look like that is the next thing that Tempestrol wants to try, though, is getting the trident and using it on the Manticore, just failing in the process because of Conan doing Conan things.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. Oh! Actually, I just remembered the money that I had was also money that I used to ride buses, and they wouldn't reimburse us for bus fare.
That blows.
Dude, being a Mormon missionary sucks, okay? I'm gonna have to tell you.
I've heard many a Mormon story. I was never in any sort of religious thing. I did grow up in a place that was like a very Christian environment. It was not great, let me tell you. It was, especially being like the one person in a Catholic school who did not believe in Christianity, and it's like,
I have some friends who went to Catholic school, and yeah, they have stories. Like, I'm glad I didn't end up going to BYU. Yeah, thank goodness. Oh my gosh, the stories that I hear. I'm gay, okay? They've had their
eyes on
issues
Tempestrol
there.
now.
Silent
Tempestrol,
Snake dying as quickly as possible. Tempestrol has it?
I believe Tempestrol does have the truck. No! No!
You can't get back from here.
You're not. Oh, okay.
The green guy totally dunked on Tempestrol. I love that.
Spawned in at the worst possible time. Was already mid-jump. The green guy spawned on him. There was nothing Tempestrol could do there.
Well, what you have to do is figure out, is it worth waiting a little bit? And as it turns out, in this game, yes. Yes.
Yes.
You don't have a timer, okay? So you don't have to worry too much. No, you've just got your number of lives. You've got your health bar to the right of the number of lives, and then you have like a score, and the score is what determines whether or not certain items will drop, like the sword.
Yeah. And in later areas, it'll probably be, if it gets to that point for them, it'll probably be worth it to actually just not try to make forward progress and just try to defeat some easy enemies over and over again to get some health back.
Yeah, it's worth it. Like, the green guys always drop health. I know, like, everybody seems to be figuring out parts of the puzzle. Silent Snake has figured out how to pick up certain items. Oh, there's the sword. There we go. Yep. You got it, and then jump. That's fine. You still have the sword.
As long as you get the sword, that's the important thing. Now, do they use it to cut down the skeleton? Nope. It's like they're using it to try to take out the manticore.
I mean, that's the logical thing.
It is. Like, I can't fault anybody for thinking, like, yeah, use this weapon that I got to defeat a monster. Like, why wouldn't I think to do that?
Yeah, I'm actually...
Tempestrol tried to get the health, but jumped forward instead off the cliff.
This game, it's so hard to control. Everybody, if you've never played this game, you should try it. It is impossible to control. Like, I love it. I love it because, like, especially level 1 is pretty ambitious. Some of the other levels, like the Medusa fight, I think is actually pretty fascinating. It's got flaws, but it's actually interesting.
I think Tempestrol is dead in the lava now, yep. Because it looks like, I don't know why that platform is there, because it looks like if you land on that platform that Tempestrol landed it on, there's no possible way to get back. You just have no choice but to fall into the lava. It's too big of a gap to make.
Oh, Ketsuchu just got dunked!
Oh no!
These green guys, I swear. Yeah, by the way, Wag the Dog is making a point. If I try this game out on my own, I can't get it picked on me in Kusog7ande. Actually, just watching this match is enough for us to have you redraw. There are some games where, you know, it's pure execution, you just have to play well, but this game, especially level 1, is so full of, like, the puzzles that if you have seen level 1, you cannot get it in Kusog7ande. I'm sorry. Vetoed. Like, if anybody tries to give this to you, you have to say that you veto it.
There's definitely some games I've gotten in Kuso that I've been at least vaguely aware of, but not aware enough of to be able to veto them. My favorite one being last season where I had to play Magic Boy. And that was a game where I actually had the cartridge for it, but I had never played it, so it was still fair game.
I love that. I love it so much. You're like, I almost got to veto it. I got so close, but not quite.
I think it was even
trying. Nope, the Manticore's death. Yeah, the thing is, like, even though this game is really bad, it has the Nintendo seal of quality, which means that it's somewhat beatable. Ooh,
Yeah,
Tempestral dunked again.
In regards to watching this, though, like, watching the match so that way you can't get Conan, that's actually something that one of the regulars in my community, the Retro Book Club community, Kusog7ande, has said, which is playing games over there, since we oftentimes get very questionable games over there.
Tempestral, did you figure it out? Yes!
Tempestral does it!
That is a very strong lead. Nobody else has even chopped down the skeleton.
I think Tempestral is then going to be going into what is basically level 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, level 2 is actually pretty straightforward as long as you don't fall down or get distracted. It's a straight run to the exit of level 2.
And Tempestral has plenty of health on this life. Only is on their last life, though, is the thing. So they will likely be taking a game over and have to go through trying to defeat the Manticore again. But we might see the point of potentially.
No, where are you going, Tempestral?
Keep walking right, Tempestral.
There was an exit. No, I told you. Do not get distracted. Tempestral doesn't know you shouldn't
Tempestral
get
wants
distracted.
to explore.
That's never explore. Just try to beat the level.
Oh no. Tempestral doesn't trust this game at all, and I can't say I blame him. But
I love
it
so much. I love it. Like, honestly, I'm not surprised at all. We called it out pretty early that this might happen.
You see that it's a dead end down there, Tempestral. You see an open path. What?
Can you imagine backtracking so hard that you fall through a wall?
Tempestral in all caps in the match room. I hate this. All he had to do was go right. I want to say that in the match room so badly, but I can't.
Oh, Tempestral will know.
But I think Tempestral, now that Tempestral knows how to get past the Manticore, we might start seeing the point of him doing intentional resets to try to get past the Manticore with a decent stock of lives, because I do believe if you die, you basically have to reset the whole stage more or less. So at that point, if you already know what's due to get past the first major hurdle, you might want to take the intentional reset so you can do the later sections with a few extra lives and try to figure some stuff out.
Has anybody else figured out the Skelly Chop?
I think somebody else has. I hope.
I don't think so. I think it's only Tempestral. I'm not too surprised. By the way, one person is going to get eliminated from the match today.
Yeah, this is a 5-point match, isn't it?
Oh, Silent Snake just got it. Silent Snake into second place. Yeah, this is a 5-point match. One person is getting eliminated. The Toe still trying to use the sword against the Manticore. Again, it seems like that would be the obvious choice, but it's not. I mean, even the manual's hint saying that the sword can be used against things that are both living as well as things that aren't alive. Like, it might make you think, okay, this is a boss fight. Like, it technically is, but all you have to do is throw a trident.
Speaking of trident, looks like Silent Snake is maybe about to get the trident, getting beat up by a skeleton, though. Yep, has the trident. I thought they picked up the trident. Oh no, it disappeared, I think, right before they picked it up. Because it's not in their inventory. Because items can disappear if you leave them alone for too long.
By the way, there is a little information in the manual that, because the whole beginning of the manual has a story here. So about this section here, there's this, old Mnemonius who is talking to Conan and essentially says, "The journey is a long and arduous one, beginning in the catacombs of Belveras, just to the south of where we are now. The catacombs are filled with all sorts of nightmarish creatures, skeletons, specters, unnameable flying creatures, and a monstrosity from another world inhabit the catacombs, and whoever seeks the throne of Aquilonia must slay them all. In the catacombs you will find a mighty sword that will help you in your efforts, and the legend claims that there may be another weapon that will aid you." It's this other weapon that could aid you. That is what the players, the Toe, Silent Snake, and Kesenshu need to figure out, which I think Silent Snake, now having spawned demon with a pitchfork, but you have to wait until the demon is actually on the floor, and I think you have to kill, oh, there we go. Oh, Silent Snake has the pitchfork trident thingy.
I was grabbing a image to put in chat really quick because one of the things that just kind of puts all this into perspective, like the awfulness of the game, I guess you could say. I really enjoy just the ending screen of this game.
Yeah, I'll go ahead
put it in Twitch
and
chat for people
put
to
it
look at
up as well as soon as I'm able to download and save it. Is it as bad as... I would say that Dosylvania might be worse than this, but not much.
Potentially. I mean, it's just an image that you get and nothing else from it. Like, I don't feel any sort of satisfaction from beating the game and seeing this ending.
You know.
Also, what? Also, Tempestral, why?
Look at him, Conan the King. He's got those thighs.
Yep, that is your ending screen for beating the game.
He wears his pants like he's on Isle of Lucy, like, all the way up.
I swear, Tempestral, if you walk off the edge again to your doom, I'm gonna cry.
I'm not. I'm gonna laugh. You can
I'm
cry,
gonna laugh as well.
Laugh. The duality of man laughing and crying at people's misfortunes. That's what Kusog7ande is all about, everybody. We're here to celebrate pain.
I like Toad's comment of, "I can't get over the car horn noises."
What car horn noises?
I don't have audio, so I can't tell you. But there are car horn noises, I'm sure. I'm really curious, though, what is going through Tempestral's mind of what to do.
Goodbye, Kesenshu. A big thing with Kusog7ande is realizing when something is not working. And honestly, you're not getting any, sense that anything is hitting the Manticore.
Silent Snake has taken the lead.
Silent Snake is officially in first place.
I was not looking, but yeah, Silent Snake is into the second stage. All you have to
do is go right.
Which is a lot less cumbersome than stage 1 because it's basically just keep walking right. But some of the enemies are a little bit infuriating to try to get through, as I recall.
Tempestral decided I need to get another one of the tridents and try to throw it through the wall.
So I was saying, oh no, because I think Tempestral might be under the assumption that he has to break the right side wall somehow to try to make progress. Probably because of how obtuse everything else has been up to this point.
This level that Silent Snake is on is a little bit infuriating. I believe you have to kill a certain number of enemies before trying to go through the right side. Otherwise, you will have an insta-death against a certain enemy, but I'm not 100% sure how it works.
I don't know how it works either, but I do remember the insta-death part.
Okay, Kesenshu. No, the Skelly! Pay attention! That is the only Skelly dingling. Yeah, like, it's dumb logic, but it's logic. You have to think, what you're trying does not work, is there something different that you can at least attempt? Just don't keep doing the same thing over and over again unless you absolutely know that that is the game's problem. Silent Snake already onto the Medusa fight.
Silent Snake is on the 3rd stage, which has a lot of platforming that you need to do.
Yeah. By the way, back when my husband played this, he was basically in level 1 until about 55 minutes in, then managed to get all the way through part of the Medusa stage, barely, I think in the last 10 seconds, winning the match. It was very exciting, and I remember I was watching from the airport. I don't know why I was in an airport, but I was watching from there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he did it.
That's wild, then.
I'm sorry that I'm talking about my husband, chat. Maybe you should go get married.
It really brings home the point of, you just need, as you always say in Kuso, you just need one good push to be able to make progress, possibly even taking the lead.
The toe, it's right there! You have the sword on it, everything!
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Chat, I love you. I also fully support making your family play bad video games.
I'm okay with this. we're like a happy Kuso family.
More happy at times than others. Kesinchu, by the way, typed in Discord that he cannot believe I did this to Justin. And yeah, I really, yeah. I kind of agree with that. The toe, the sword's not working.
Has Justin ever forgiven you for this game?
Oh, he forgives me sometimes.
Sometimes?
I'd say that, like, it's very conditional forgiveness. If I do something really wrong, then I get yelled at. Oh, Kesinchu! Kesinchu got the skeleton! Kesinchu, if you're listening right now...
Kesinchu has the skeleton, but also Tempestroll is in stage 2, and is probably very mad right now. Yep.
But yeah, I would say that's a very clear 3rd place for Kesinchu.
I would agree. So I think the next mark of progress then for Kesinchu would be to get the trident.
Yeah, Tempestroll just typed in Discord, oh my god, I was at the end. And it's like, you overthought it.
That's how it be sometimes.
You overthought it? That's Kusog7ande. You know, you think that the game might be trying to get you to do something tricky every stage, but sometimes you just gotta go right.
Well, at least Tempestroll now knows that going forward for future attempts. Meanwhile, on the contrary, it looks like Silent Snake is doing stuff in that area that Tempestroll was in for a little bit, maybe trying to see if they can get an item to help them with the upcoming sections, which I don't think there is any.
Silent Snake has gotten the trident before. Silent Snake, then again, Silent Snake has made it to Medusa. Yeah, this is exactly what Tempestroll was trying before. It's a fruitless effort.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Tempestroll, there's the lady. That lady, I think, can actually kill you if you have not killed enough enemies, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's something like that.
It's so weird.
There might be some point to what Silent Snake is doing, because some of the enemies drop health, and he is running a little bit low on health, so maybe he's trying to grind out some enemies to get some health back. But outside of that, yeah, there's no point. Okay, yeah, Silent Snake's moving on to stage 2 again.
By the way, if you do enjoy the music on this, then you might enjoy the person who did the music arrangement for NES Mule, which is freaking fantastic. And then also
NES Mule, I think, is also Mindscape.
I think that game is so good. It's so freaking good.
I played a little bit before. I enjoy it, but I also don't understand it.
I need to get it, like, a group together and just, like, have all 4 of us do, like, play it.
Alright. All right, so
do like play it, you know.
So Tempestroll is going to be doomed here pretty soon, because he did not pick up the Medusa head. I didn't see if Silent Snake picked up the Medusa head on their attempt, but I do believe you need it for the boss fight.
Yes, you do have to pick up the Medusa head, correct? If you don't, then you can't beat this boss because, you know, why not? Why not make this game impossible?
Yeah, I'll need to double check it. Goodbye, Tempestroll. I'll need to double check
that's the most progress, though.
I would need to double check where Silent Snake got to, but that is the most amount of progress you can make in that stage without picking up the Medusa head. So,
with that said, I think that Kessenchu has a chance now to actually get to stage 2. Nobody is out of this yet, but remember, whoever takes 4th in this match will be eliminated from Kusog7ande. Their time will be done, and honestly, that's fine. This game is rough. Yeah, and sometimes it's more of a blessing than a curse to not have to play more bad video games. You know, we consider it, you know, the true reward is not having to play the games.
The true reward is I get to steal your money.
What?
from bracket prizes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I do generally give out over $2,000 worth of prizes, which, by the way, if y'all want to help me cover some of those costs, subscriptions are always available. And other methods, if you go to my channel and look at some of the info under the stream, there are other ways that you can help out to keep me fed and giving out prizes. I like to do that.
Prizes are fun.
Yeah, they're so fun. But yeah, last year the grand prize was $500. Second place took $250. I like to up the stakes a little bit every year if I ever am able to, and the prizes for this year have not been announced yet.
Soon, though. Probably in, like, round 4 or something. That's usually when bracket themes and subsequently the prizes for each round are announced.
That's usually when I look and think, how much am I willing to go into debt in order to pay people off for all of the pain that I've inflicted on them?
Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. I didn't know it was like that.
It is. Look, do you know how many freaking medical bills I have right now, Okami? That's just, it's just life. One day, I'll pay off the debt collector. But, you know, it's quote-unquote business, you know? You gotta...
Yeah, we will call it that, yeah. And so it looks like Tempestroll is about to be entering stage 2 again.
Yeah.
I think Toe is still under the impression that you have to defeat the Manticore with the sword or something like that, or trying to like do a skip to get past it, which, to be fair, I think if Toe found a way to do a skip and basically clip past the Manticore, that would put him in 3rd. So as far as I recall, doing skips like that are technically allowed in Kuso, because sometimes you can't really help it because of the game you're playing. Well, Toe is not happy.
Boo, 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 boo. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that, like, now that I have like a little bit more of a stable, it's still not like really enough. But like being able to do the GDQ hotfix has been able to, like, really helped me cover some of the bills. It's been very much a positive so far. By the way, we've got 2 hot matches this next Friday. Author Blues versus Gildersleeves, and then it looks like it's probably going to be Alpha 5 versus NPC. Like, hot.
That sounds like it's going to be 2 good matches.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be giving out some really good crap for those 2.
Oh boy. Oh, you should have seen the game I had to race Alpha in yesterday on MFH. It was it yesterday?
Was it a Sokoban?
What days are? It was, surprisingly enough, no, it was not Sokoban. It was a mobile runner Lemmings-like game.
What?
That's the best way to describe it. And
so it was Fortnite.
That game that game had problems. It was interesting, but it had problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
the Love Live game.
Kesenchu is through. On to 1-2, if you want to call it that. Just the second part of the catacombs. And don't go down. Just, no. Kesenchu, no!
For what it's worth, it looks like they weren't trying to go down. That's just kind of how it happened.
I don't think he meant to go down. Yeah, pull out the sword. Might as well, like, try to do something.
It looks like Kesenchu is trying to get out, not spending a whole lot of time in that bottom area. That area is a trap.
That is a good idea. Kesenchu may be at the end of the stage, just to the right. There we go.
Keep
on
blocking.
to stage 2. And there we have 3 people who has escaped the first area. This actually makes me very happy. This is pretty early for all of the players to have made this much progress. Silent Snake, by the way, trying to kill Medusa from afar, which, honestly, I do think you have to, like, if she's looking at you, I think either you have to not move, or I don't know how it works. Do you know how the Medusa works?
Oh, Lord, no.
Okay, this is a job for game FAQs.
I just beat it up and do things. That's how I roll. Oh no, Silent Snake!
I don't want Conan Exiles. Conan for PlayStation 3. No, for NES. There we go.
Well, if the progress that Tempestral and Silent Snake made is anything to go by, we may also see Kesenchu reach the 3rd stage soon as well, and we can see how he ends up handling the Medusa heads.
However, did not go and do whatever was needed in order to get past the lady. Let me see if I can figure this out. I love that this specific guide that I'm looking at calls level 1 Hell. It's technically just the catacombs, okay? Sure, there's lava, but lava does not immediately make a place hell. I also want everybody to know that having open flowing lava inside of caves is actually not very common. Despite what video games might try to teach you. It's like, if you're playing a video game and you go into a cave, you can very much expect lava. But if you're playing real life and you go in a cave, there's not going to be lava.
We don't need lava. It's not part of a balanced breakfast.
I mean, unless you're that one guy from Neverending Story, you know, the Rock Man.
I don't know if Toad did this earlier. If they did, I wasn't watching, but they did cut down the skeleton. And, which probably means they are going to be, hopefully soon, taking out the Manticore as well. Just have to pick up the Trident and use it against the Manticore.
The Trident disappeared. Unfortunately, items do despawn after a little while. Kesenchu onto the Medusa area. This is a chance for Kesenchu to move into 2nd or maybe even 1st. Kesenchu needs to kill Medusa in order to take 2nd and go and grab the head to move into 1st.
Yeah, I'd say grabbing the head would be a lead change.
Yes.
I don't know if you consider they have to also reach Medusa with the head as a lead change, but
passing Medusa's head up should definitely pick up her head.
I mean, it doesn't entirely look like something you can pick up.
But that's pretty clearly a 2nd place there.
Yeah. Oh, and gone.
Yeah, unfortunately the manual doesn't really help you at all with, specifically Medusa. Ruins are overrun with guards that will attack strangers on sight. The legend also tells of a mysterious nymph that can destroy the strongest man as if he were an insect, and the ruins are said to contain a shield that possesses wondrous power. Yep, that doesn't help at all. Great, there's a shield somewhere. Doesn't even mention Medusa, it mentions a nymph. I think the lady at the beginning who, if you try to jump over, she turns into a snake and kills ya.
Also, for anyone in chat who is curious about how short the game actually is, why are you not letting me paste things, Twitch?
I love that, like, in this game, FAQs walk through, they're like,
Yep.
this stage 2, isn't exactly rocket science. If you get lost in this level, though, I won't blame you, because Mindscape found some way to make a level that's just walking from left to right extremely hard to figure out. Walk right and kill Roman soldiers until you meet with a beautiful woman calling you over. At this point, you must go over and hack at her with your sword about 20 times until she stops calling you, then pass her. I actually do not think you need to kill her, you just need to kill other enemies. If you don't do that, she turns into a snake, which faces away from you when you pass her, and then you die. Okay, so Medusa, what you have to do, instead of the floating rock islands in the first level, it's platforms floating in blackness that look like space. Game FAQs, riders, you don't have to elaborate like that. Floating in blackness that looks like space. Just say, jump on platforms.
And that's basically all you do. Jump on platforms, maybe a leap of faith.
Oh! Silent Snake just got Medusa'd. Bam!
Sad days. Still enough time for a few more attempts, though. Still got, like, 12 minutes of the match.
In the previous stage, I'm not sure where the mirror is, but you're supposed to be able to get a mirror from something in this stage. And if you have the mirror, then supposedly you can use that to reflect her lasers.
Might be the gladiators. I'm not sure. Let's see what Toe does, because Toe's currently fighting the,
Oh, yeah. There is a Centurion statue in the background. If you cut it down and get the mirror, it's useful against Medusa. But I don't think it's actually required. Hey, the Toe is on stage 2, though.
Toe's been on stage 2 for a little bit now.
But everybody's made it. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. That's more progress than we could have hoped for in Conan. Because getting out of stage 1 in Conan when you don't know what you're doing, that by itself is a accomplishment. And I see Tempestrol continuing to be not happy in the match chat. And I don't blame him.
Yeah, everybody, I love that everybody has been talking in the match chat, except for Silent Snake, which makes sense. Very quiet snake.
Yeah.
Sneaky, I'm a sneaky little snake, and I might actually, like, steal the match back and take the victory.
How surprised, whoever ends up winning the match, how surprised do you think they're going to be when they find out that they won, given how much death there's been happening in this, and how little progress it probably feels like they're making?
Honestly, I think they will all be surprised. But remember, in Kusog7ande, if you are struggling with the stage, odds are everybody else is struggling. Ubi is saying that Tempestrol has made the most progress, but the important key item is the Medusa head, and nobody has picked that up.
Nobody, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
if somebody picked it up, I missed it.
I believe that Tempestrol made the Medusa head, or chopped Medusa's head off first, and then Kesenshu second. But essentially, those two are tied. Whoever picks up the head first wins.
Or at least takes the lead at that time.
Ah, Kesenshu, she turned into the snake. The Naga gotcha.
That's how it be.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that lateral movement after Medusa matters because you can't beat the boss. It's just like in this game right here. In stage 1, you know, it doesn't really matter what you do until you first get the sword and second chop the skeleton down.
I'd say reaching Medusa is at least a point of progress.
Yeah.
Just
Getting
that
to
it's
Medusa,
over.
then killing Medusa.
Yeah, reaching Medusa, and then that would be overwritten by picking up the head.
Yep. Killing Medusa is a little bit better than just reaching Medusa.
Oh, a tiny bit.
Silent Snake, you just kicked the nymph. Like I said, like the manual, not the manual, the game FAQs thing says you have to hit her like 20 times. I think it's a lie. I think you just have to kill a whole bunch of other enemies and then eventually she'll disappear.
And Tempestral taking some intentional deaths. Kind of approaching that point where you guys start thinking about getting your last good attempt in, so you want to try to enter the section that you're struggling with as many lives as possible. With only 8 minutes left on the clock. Like, if you start from scratch and didn't mess up getting to that point, you'd probably have, like, 2 good attempts at it. And even that might be stretching it. But we'll see what they're able to do, since we got 2 people currently on stage 1. We got 2 people working through stage 2.
The toe is past the lady. Yeah, I think maybe you, like, whack her with a sword and touch her. I don't know.
I don't know, it's Conan. Does anybody understand?
I don't know. This game's just not great. Well, the toe's gonna be moving on to the level with Medusa. If you can kill Medusa, you pass Silent Snake. But Silent Snake is also there.
Yep, but Toe has the full set of lives.
True.
So Toe, oh, well, there goes Silent Snake. So let's see what Toe is able to do here.
Oh, Medusa's shooting oh, pew!
And gone.
I think that if you attack while she's looking, she will absolutely murderize you.
I think the way the long play does it is just gets up in Medusa's grill and uses the sword.
Oh my gosh, this game FAQs is referring to Medusa as a fat 4-legged lady. She doesn't even have 4 legs! She's got 2 arms and 2 legs! It's freaking Medusa! Game FAQs, come on.
Game FAQs never knows what it's talking about.
Guess what? Y'all, if you think about it, arms are really just fancy legs.
Can't argue the point. Oh, well, there goes all of Toad's lives. Toad did not beat Medusa.
Not really a big surprise. If you rush Medusa without having the shield, you can sometimes get to her and kill her. However, old Kessenchu unfortunately didn't do whatever you're supposed to do here in order to kill Snake Lady. I don't know. I just don't understand.
Alright, well...
Hey, Justin, we have your
gone.
favorite game.
I'm expecting something of a glare from Justin.
He just groaned.
That's reasonable.
He doesn't want to say anything about this. And I don't really blame him. This is not a great game.
Tempestral, no!
Like, I love what this game is trying to do, but, like, it's such an enigma. I've played this game quite a bit. I've seen multiple matches. I still don't know what the trigger is for certain things. I'm sure that somebody out there knows, right?
Somebody has to know, right? Somebody just ask, who the heck even runs this game? Somebody has to run it. There ain't me.
I mean, you say somebody has to run it, but do they?
There's a speedrunner for every game out there. I'm pretty sure.
White Hat, you run it? Of course it's White Hat. Why wouldn't White Hat run this game?
Alright, so... I believe all of our players are now on what is effectively going to be their last attempt with only about 4 minutes left on the clock. So if they want to make any sort of lead change happen or any sort of shift in placements, this is going to be the attempt to do it. So let's see what Silent Snake's able to do, being the first one on this attempt to be able to make it to stage 2. Probably also the stage 3, but we'll see if they can get to stage 3 with all their lives intact. So they can maybe, possibly, hopefully figure something out.
Yeah, so, White Hat, if you are in chat and you want to give me some answers, how do you reliably get rid of Snake Lady? Do you just have to kill a bunch of other enemies, or do you have to, like, kill her? What do you do? Help me! Help me help you! Just punch her from close. That's it. But she sometimes turns into a snake.
Really was that simple.
This is... Do you have to use your fist and not your sword? Maybe you're giving her, like, a high five?
Might
Fist
be
bump?
something like that. Give her the fist bump.
Fist bump.
Alright, Silent Snake in stage 3 again. Let's see what they're able to do with Medusa here. Fall to their doom, that's what.
You know, there apparently is a reviewer on Game FAQs who says that they like this game is actually pretty expensive to get. This was not a very common game, and they're like, you can acquire it illegally, but I don't recommend that because I'm the noble reviewer. And
I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and say that there's a huge difference between preservation and piracy. This is video game preservation. There's no way, like, Mindscape doesn't even exist. There's nobody who can enforce infringing on rights here. Like, I mean, maybe somebody has the rights to this game, but they are not enforcing it right now. And if they did enforce it, then we would stop playing it.
Yeah, as somebody who tries to collect a lot of physical games, I think the more important part to preservation easily is having a digital copy that people can, you know, play. Like, being able to preserve that for generations to come, so they too can experience Conan.
Yeah. By the way, Radama Ford, Kessenchu killed Medusa like 10 minutes ago, so, like, I understand your enthusiasm here, but Kessenchu has already killed Medusa and taken second. I appreciate the enthusiasm, though. Thank you for the coffee, Justin.
1 minute left on the clock. Kessenchu's gotten a game over. Silent Snake is on the first stage. I don't think there's enough time for either of them to make progress.
That's fine.
Same thing for Toe. Basically, all the progress we might see at this point is whatever Tempestrol can do, but I believe Tempestrol is currently already in the lead, so ultimately it won't make a difference in placement. We'll see. Oh, and gone. That's gonna be it.
Yeah, I honestly, I'd say that I do want to get a physical copy of Conan someday. This is one of the games that, like, I very much enjoy watching. I feel like the game is flawed, but in kind of an amazing way, you know?
I got myself a copy through just like a random mystery lot of boxed NES games, and Conan was among
You got
them.
it in a mystery box? What?
Well, no, not like a mystery. Like, it was just like a lot of boxed NES games, and Conan was just one of the games included in it. So I got it through that.
Oh, I was gonna be so excited. Like, maybe if I just buy random assorted NES games, somebody's gonna throw Conan in. I would be thrilled. But with that said, Tempestrol is offline, but has taken the victory today. Kessenju second, Silent Snake third, and the Toe fourth, which means that the Toe unfortunately is eliminated from the match. Let's go ahead and welcome Tempestrol in if they would like to come chat. Oh my gosh, how do you feel that the players did with this game?
They got past the first stage. They should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I spent half an hour on the first level because I didn't realize you could just walk out the freaking right side of the map.
As I just said, as you enter call, getting past the first stage in this game when you don't know what you're doing by itself is an accomplishment.
Did everybody else do the same thing I did?
I don't I think one other person did after they had reached the second stage. I was under the assumption that they did that to maybe find some resources.
Yeah, but yeah, you definitely played the biggest mind game on yourself, and it was beautiful.
I don't know if you were listening to my audio, but I was the whole time like, I'm in last place, and I was thinking as I said that, you know, historically when I've given out games in the last year, the person who says they're in last is usually in first. I cannot believe I mind myself into winning.
I gotta tell Justin. Apparently he can hear me. Justin, you essentially would have tied for first in this match.
It would have come down to whoever got there.
Yeah, when you played it during your original match, you did just as well as Tempestrel did. Actually, no, you picked up the Medusa head, didn't you? Justin would have beaten you, Tempestrel.
Pick up the Medusa head. I couldn't even kill it the second time.
When you defeat them, when you defeat the Medusa, you pick up the head, which you can then use to defeat the boss.
Oh, of course, because it's the Hydra. I was thinking while I was playing this, man, I know this isn't the same as Hercules C64, but they're very, like, this feels like it was developed as a Hercules game before they got the Conan license or something, because this is very obviously,
as a matter of fact,
mythology.
It was made, I believe the game was originally called Myth.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if I had thought about that, because yes, I don't know if it was Hercules. Was it Perseus who used the Medusa's head to kill the Hydra? At least one hero did that, and now I'm remembering it now that you bring it up, but I had forgotten about that at the time.
That's kind of funny that, like, if you know a decent amount of mythology, it helps you out in this game. I'm not sure about the trident against the
Manticore.
The Manticore, yeah.
Okay, that I will say. This game is bad on ways that are maybe not readily apparent to someone who isn't playing it. It's not just the controls. It's also the fact that enemies spawn in front of you constantly. However, I will give the designers props. Very, very small, like one pinky knuckle props for the I think somewhat interesting idea of requiring the player to use all the weapons for different purposes on the first stage. That's neat, right? Okay, you get a fireball, you have to use the fireball to kill the demon, but the demon only spawns when you knock down the skeleton, and you need a sword to do that. Okay, neat. So you kill some skeletons to get a sword, you knock down the hanging skeleton, the demon spawns, you kill some imps, you get a fireball, you kill the demon, you get a trident, use the trident to kill the manticore. Cool. What the hell is the rest of the level doing there? Why is there a whole other level there, and why it doesn't do anything? There's nowhere to go.
You just go right.
You can walk off of edges. You can walk off ledges that end in walls.
Yeah, that killed me. Like, oh, I loved it. It was so good.
You can't. There aren't walls, like floors and walls don't end in corners. They end in ledges that you can fall off because all the walls are actually in the background.
Yeah. Honestly, I think
me.
that, like, seeing this as oh my gosh, seeing this as a Commodore 64 game first rather than an NES game, I'd say this was extremely innovative and possibly very good for the Commodore 64. Yeah, it didn't really have any growth when moving it to the NES. Honestly, they should have just changed the whole control scheme. Let's be real. When you have two buttons instead of one, as well as a select button and a start button, you can do that.
And this is 1989, right? I get it, right? 1989 is when all the trash really started to show up on the NES. But also, you know, by that point, all the good stuff started to show up too. You'd think that by 1989, even developers of PC games porting their games over would have learned that there were different conventions on console, but maybe not. You know, maybe that is a statement that I'm making in hindsight only. I wasn't there. I wasn't born yet. So
I know one of the games that particularly comes to mind when you're talking about games that got ported from PC where you had only one button to NES with 2 buttons, and they didn't take advantage of that. One game in particular that always comes to mind for me for that is Castilian. That game uses only 1 button, but you could very much make it a 2-button game and it would work way better.
I mean, let's be real. The people who made this, you know, made the James Pond games, from what I can see, or at least the 2011 release.
Congrats, guys. It's the thing is, though, fixing the controls wouldn't fix this game, in my opinion, because one of the other problems is like enemies can spawn while you're in animation lock doing a jump or something, and then they move faster than you always. Yeah, and they'll, like, an imp will spawn while you're jumping, hit you, stun you, and knock you out of the air, and you have no way to anticipate or course correct before or after you've been hit. You just have to jump and hope that you don't get knocked out of the air and fall into a death pit, or worse, fall onto the island that might as well be a death pit, but you have to take care of it yourself.
Yeah. Again, I would say that for Commodore 64, it may be acceptable, but if you are doing a release for a later console that has better capabilities, like the NES, you shouldn't be limiting people according to what you did in the original release. You know, you should be building on what you had. You know, improve. Don't at the same time, there's some joy that I see every time one of you jumps accidentally into an imp and get dunked into the lava.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
I felt like I at least got a handle on the controls fairly well. I mean, I still did like accidental jumps here and there because the muscle memory that I think modern gamers have is to press down before pressing interact. But in this game, you have to press A to punch, which is a useless button otherwise, and then down.
Yeah.
So sometimes I jump, but I felt like at the very least I had a fairly good handle on the controls. They didn't feel that bad once I got used to them. Like, they felt clunky and sort of like I was swimming in molasses.
Yeah, but
like workable. A 2D version of Too Human, but it didn't feel like it felt workable, you know. I felt like I could like fight with the skeletons with a fair degree of fluency. So I don't know.
Yeah,
with a little
you
more
got
practice,
relatively good at that. Yeah.
That was basically, I don't know. I wanted to like this game more.
Honestly, this is one of the games that eventually I want to go and beat this, because like they actually tried with the game.
It's not a super long game either. The long play is like 18 minutes.
No, I can tell. As soon as I realized that all of the levels were 1 screen long, I went, oh, this is probably not a long game at all. But it's just really, really hard because it's a C64 game, which makes sense, right? C64 has no memory.
I did link a stage I want you to watch later in the Matchroom Tempestral, since you were complaining about enemies stopping your momentum mid-jump, because you would not have a good time with the stage I linked.
I'm not going to take a look, because I do eventually want to play this all the way through. I think maybe I'll put this next on my docket of games that I want to beat, because I do.
Heck yeah.
Like, it's got ideas, it's not... I would rather play a very flawed game that has ideas than a boring game that is well executed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me this.
But I would rather play a game that is both well executed and has new ideas.
Oh, okay, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But certainly interesting precludes good in a lot of cases.
Well, have I got a game for you that I speedrun?
We got to move on, everybody. Take care. You have a good time. Congratulations again for your first place there, Tempestral.
I'm genuinely shocked. But okay, thanks.
Okay,
you never have to play this game again.
Correct. I never do, and indeed, I could give it out to someone else, maybe another year.
Yeah, there you go.
Or you could play it, whatever. All right, see ya. Have fun. Take care.
See ya. See y'all. Good luck to the players in the next match.
Yeah! Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Kesenchu, thank you for those gift subs. It is September. Subs are cheaper this month, which means less money for Amazon and the same amount of money for me. But honestly, seriously, thank you all so much. Your support really makes a huge difference and keeps the show going. We're in the 7th year, and I really hope that we can make it like the biggest gift year this year. Depending on how things go, we might be able to do that. But with that said, thank you everybody who is supporting the stream. If you do not wish to subscribe, you also have options. If you'd like to send a tip through PayPal or, join the Patreon, you're welcome to as well. I don't really do anything special outside of that, but, I am trying to get some more quality content out to you, and I would love to keep doing that. Thank you so much, Trisha Bunny, for that sub. And if you aren't able to support that way, just following and sharing clips with friends is honestly one of the best ways to help as well. And there's also a Tubin Bin t-shirt. Yeah, Hedge Mace, I forgot about that. It's under the stream on twitch.tv/Prosentia. If you go and click to watch the stream and scroll down, you can find the link to buy the shirt. Yeah, which has all of our favorite games that are too bad for Kusog7ande. Well, everybody, I don't have time. We don't have time. We've got Kusog7ande.